my name's Sam and you're watching So Let's Sparkle with Sam. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. Everyone welcome here. And if you are coming back to my channel, welcome back. If you're a regular viewer, then thank you very much. I do love our chats in the comments. So if you have a comment today, don't forget to comment and I will do my best to comment to everybody. I do tend to just heart them and then go back, and occasionally I lose them, but I do my best to comment to everybody. So that would be lovely. So yeah, it's hashtag Friday Sews. Goodness me. So I need to say a big thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for the hashtag Friday Sews idea, inspiration. And if you've never kind of clicked in on the search and put in hashtag Friday Sews and just looked at what comes up, it's definitely worth a look. I have found some fantastic people. In fact, I found someone really recently who I think is a very new vlogger, has done one vlog, but then did her first hashtag Friday Sews vlog. And I found her that way, and I'm pretty sure I kind of knew her anyway from Instagram. And then, but it's very funny when you see people on the big telly and they look very different. So that is, I just want to do a big shout out to Makeit, sew, S-E-W, exclamation mark, and that's Mandy. She's just starting out on her vlogging journey, and so I know that she would really appreciate some love and some likes and some subscribers. So if you like watching these kind of stuff, she's got some great new ideas. She does a lot of work with knit fabrics and different fabrics that I don't necessarily see all the time. So I found her videos really interesting because I'm always interested in seeing what people sew in different fabrics rather than just the viscose cotton kind of variety. It's nice to see people that sew with different types of fabrics, and I found her videos really interesting. So yeah, Mandy, go check her out after you've watched this, clearly. So yeah, wow, what else have I been up to this week? So I left you last week and I was on my way to, where was I on my way to? I was on my way to work actually, and then the following day I was going to go to work again, but I was doing my pattern drafting course with Sarah from My Handmade Wardrobe, and I did that, and I just thought I'd share with you a little bit of what I did when I was there. It's a 2-week course. Last week was the first week, and this week, so on Saturday I'll be going again for the second week of my course. We were asked to take a pattern along, and we were asked to take a pattern that we had problems with the fitting. And I hadn't actually made up this pattern before, so I didn't know whether I would have problems with the fitting. So I probably didn't listen to the assignment quite right. But I also knew what Sarah wanted to get out of it. So I picked an appropriate pattern, and I also picked something that I knew that I always had problems fitting this type of garment, so I thought it would be really useful. So the pattern that I took with me was this one. It's the skater dress, and it's a freebie pattern that I got with Love Sewing magazine. And I always find this style, particularly with this closed in bodice, I find it difficult to fit around the armpits because I always find them far too small. I don't know whether what's going on with my arms, but I can never, if I have it fitted, if I have it very oversized, it's fine, but if I have it fitted, I just find it really uncomfortable. I find that the arm side comes up far too high and is very uncomfortable for me. I also wanted to have a go at changing something that had bust darts and waist darts, because that's something that I like to move on patterns all the time, and I thought I'd find that really interesting. And also I wanted kind of some information about how when I've done my bodice and I've got my sleeves and things, how I fit skirts onto it and how I do those measurements. So I thought this would be a really useful pattern to take with me. So the first thing that we did was we all measured ourselves, and I found that I've been measuring myself a lot recently, because I've been measuring myself a lot every time I go to a different class. I've been measuring myself, but I've been finding it really interesting. And those of you that watched before will know that I'm a lady of a certain age, and I'm currently going a bit perimenopausal, and yeah, and I do have not a problem, it's not a problem, but my weight is constantly fluctuating at the moment, and yeah, and so measuring myself I'm actually finding really useful, because I think, you know, you're not going to get a good fit unless you're really honest with your measurements. So I've been finding that really useful and really helpful. But when I did measure myself, exactly the same as always happens, I was in 3 different size brackets, and because I always have to do a bust adjustment, so you put yourself in your high bust measurement, knowing that you're going to do a full bust adjustment, and so that put me quite as a 10 in the bust. It put me as a 14 on the waist, and I was a 12 on the hip, which, to be honest, is fairly normal for me to fit into 3 different size brackets. But again, it made it for an interesting little project, and I learned a lot. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing because obviously it was, you know, it was a full day course. So I'm not going to be able to tell you everything that I got up to. But basically, I kind of Frankensteined the pattern piece. So I've kind of done, as you can see, it's not much of the original pattern, but it's mainly pattern paper added on with lots of masking tape. And I've just changed, so I've done a full bust adjustment, and I've changed where the darts are just by doing measurements on the pattern pieces and measuring it to fit my body. And then I made up a little toile out of some lightweight calico, and I've popped it on, and the same old problem has come up with. It's much better than it normally is, but it's still a little bit short here. So next week, I'm just going to carry on working with that and make sure that I get that kind of perfected before I make it into the dress. So hopefully this time next week, I'll actually be able to show you what I made. The finished skater dress, which will be very exciting. Oh, it probably won't be finished, but you know, it'll certainly be shareable. So yeah, so that's what I did last week. And then, yeah, I've just been busy working and lots of other bits and pieces, and getting busy for the Dressmakers Ball. So today's been a lovely day. Today's Thursday. I'm recording this today so that I can get it out for you tomorrow, which is Friday, because I work on Friday. So filming on a Friday is always a bit tricky. And today I've had a lovely day because my lovely friend Maz from Mazel Makes on Instagram came over because we've been working on our Dressmakers Ball outfits. Oh, quick, shh, surprise. Yeah, so it's been a really nice day. So we've had a really lovely sewing day. We're both really behind. We both have changed our mind about 80 times. And yeah, so I have to say her make is much more complicated than mine. She has much more experience dressmaking than me. But I think what we've come up with what we are individually making is really going to show kind of our own kind of growth and our own, you know, it really shows us as us. This is who we are. So yeah, I think it's going to be lovely. I'm not going to share too much of what we've done because I think it would be nice if it was a big surprise. But the main thing that I've got to work on, so I've done the top half of it. The top half of the outfit is pretty much done. I've just got a little bit of finessing to do. So the main thing I've got to work on is the bottom half. But I have to say the bottom half, because the bottom half is much easier fabric to work with than the top. So I think it should come together quite quickly. So not too worried about that. But the other thing that I need to work on for my outfit, and the reason that I've left it till last is it doesn't matter if it doesn't get done because it's not the end of the world, but I would really like it to be done. And that's a bag. So I am going to make myself a kind of evening bag to go with it. Which I'm very excited about. And all I'm going to say is velvet and vinyl. and sparkles. So yeah, so that's basically what I've been doing. I did say to you last week that I was going to sew up a Donny shirt, and I had full intentions of doing that, but things just happened this week, and I had to help out a friend. Friend was having a little bit of a sojo crisis, and I had to help her out, which I've done. And we have arranged she has got a Donny shirt cut out and ready to go, and we have arranged to sew our Donny shirts together on Sunday, because Sunday is my sewing day. So I've kind of put that project there. I've kind of earmarked it so that I can sew that with her. So I did have a little bit of sewing time on my hands, because I knew that I wanted to save that until Sunday. So I ended up with a little bit of time on my hands. So it got me thinking. I didn't want to crack on with my dressmakers project, because I had plans to do that on certain times. I knew I wanted a quick and easy sew, but I wanted something that could really get my teeth into and that I would enjoy. A bit of a palette cleanser, if you like. And then I was thinking about my Busy Bee challenge and thought, oh, I could get on and do some of that, but unfortunately I've run out of some of the interfacing that I need for that, so I've had to order some more, so I wasn't able to get on with that. But thinking about my Busy Bee challenge made me think about all of my lovely Busy Bee ladies that I've been working with, and I was thinking about Christine, the lovely Christine from Gemini Stitches. Everyone I mentioned today in my video I will put in my description box below, so if you want to go and check these people out, please do, and I'll put all of the details below. Anywho, Christine, she does, I think she does a couple of videos a week actually. They're always nice to catch. I tend to, if I'm sewing in my sewing room, I tend to have my the YouTube playing, and yeah, so it's always nice to catch what she's been up to. But I'd noticed that she has set herself a challenge. Now the challenge is for the Dress a Girl project, the Dress a Girl challenge that's going around at the moment, organised by Mary Sews, and I did really want to get involved in this challenge. However, because it was in September, and because of all of the other things that I'd already committed myself to, and because it was my first year of Project Sew a Girl and I didn't really know what it was all about, I didn't really understand what it was that was being expected of us, I kind of, when I was approached to do the vlogging tour, I kind of said, oh, not this time. And I thought I'd just kind of watch, see, find out what was going on, and then perhaps join in next year. But I've kind of thought, well, actually it's not that difficult. It's really easy to join in, and you don't have to join in by vlogging. You can just join in by sewing. I digress. So bring you back to Christine again. She set herself a challenge to make 30 little girl dresses for the Dress a Girl project. But she's going away on holiday. I know this because it's going to affect the Busy Bee challenge. Well, it won't affect because she's amazing and she'll have already sorted it all out. But it does have an effect on it. And she's going away on holiday before the end of September. So she has set herself a challenge to make 30 of these dresses, which I think is phenomenal. I'm sure she'll do it, but I thought what would be a kind thing to do with my extra kind of half day of sewing time that was unexpected and I didn't know what to do with it, was to give Christine a day off. So that's what I've done. So I've made 6 little girls Dress a Girl project dresses. Now I did watch all of the videos. I have abided by all of the rules. When I say all of the rules, it's not arduous. It's just, we need to make sure that the dresses are appropriate and they're going to be used. So there are some rules that you have to, kind of take into consideration. And I've made 6 dresses, so I'm going to send them to Christine and she's going to pop the labels on, and then it means that if she wants to have a day off before she goes on holiday, she can, because I've helped her out. So would you like to see them? I really enjoyed making these. So here's the first one. I've used the pattern that I believe this to be this year's pattern, although if you go on Thoughtful Creativity, she's done a few. And yeah, and so I've done this pattern. As you can see, it's got like a little side panel. So you have two side panels, a front and a back panel. And then into the side panel is where you're building your pockets. And then it's got fabulous pockets. I actually want to make this dress for myself. I think it'd be absolutely fabulous and fairly easy to do, actually, thinking about it. So yeah, and I've just mixed and matched. So you see I've got a bit of floral, bit of dotty, bit of suns and moons, and you know, all the sparkles. And then I've just bound it with bias binding that I had in my stash. Can you see that there? So yeah, lovely. So I've got one. And then I've got this lovely ditzy flower, and then apples. I thought this was really cute, so bright and colourful. And then another one, but with a different colour. So this one's got grey as the main, whereas this one's got yellow as the main, but you know, same idea. And then this one I think might be my favourite because it's so gorgeous. It's got little dandelions, and then look, little mice eating their cheese on the pockets. I thought that one was really cute. And then the last one is another one like this one, but with the flowers as the main. So it's kind of like because the whole idea is to use up, you know, your fabric. So that's what I've been up to. I've given Christine from Gemini Stitches a day off, and I had a lovely half a day. They're so quick to make. The hardest part and the bit that takes the longest is choosing what fabric to use. I think they took, once I cut them all out, I made 6 in about 2 hours. So yeah, nice and quick and easy, you know, easy to make. So yeah, so that's basically what I've been up to. Have I been sewing anything else? I'm just trying to think if I've been sewing anything else apart from those things. I don't think so. I think that's it. So that's exciting. So my plans for next week is obviously go to my pattern drafting class and finish off that. Finish my Dressmakers Ball outfit. That has to be done. That has to be done this week. Finish my bag for the Dressmakers Ball and sew up my Donny shirt. So I think that's manageable. I think that's manageable in the time. I have got to work this week. I have still got family and everything else to do. But, you know, I think it's manageable. I think it's doable. So yeah, so that's about it for today. That's really all I've got to catch you up on. I hope you've had a lovely week. I hope you get lots of time to sew this weekend. I hope you're all well. I'll see you all really soon. Don't forget to sparkle. Bye for now.